Hello, Year 7. For today's lesson, we are going to be continuing the topic of percentages, and this time we are going to be looking at a percentage decrease. Now, in some ways, this work is very similar to last lesson where we were doing a percentage increase, because you might recall when we were doing percentage increases last lesson, we worked out a percentage and we added it on to the original amount. So you might not be surprised to hear for a percentage decrease, we do exactly the same, but this time we are going to be subtracting from an original amount. Now, I always think percentage decrease is a good example of everyday maths you might use in your adult life. And the reason being this, if you go into a shop that is having some sort of discount or sale, they will probably take the time to tell you what the sale price is in the window. It might be a 20% off sale, but it's very unlikely the staff will have gone round and perhaps altered the price of every single item. They might expect you to be able to do that in your head yourself. So just an example of everyday maths that we might be using. So I'll let you write down today's title and today's objective, and I'm just going to read out the main thought for how we are going to do this today, and you'll also see the way that I'm going to set out our work is almost identical to last lesson. So then, to work out a percentage decrease, we calculate the percentage and subtract it from the original amount. So I'm going to do 3 examples with you, and let's see how we get on with this. So my first example, we are going to decrease £600 by 25%. So I'm going to use my 25% building block, and I'm going to start by working out 25% of £600. And remember, to find 25% using our mental method, we halve it and we halve again. So half of 600 is 300, half again is 150. Now, since this is a decrease question, this time we are subtracting from the original. It is going down. So is 600, take away my 25%, so take away the 150, and 600 take away 150 is £450. So work out the percentage and then remember to subtract it from the original. Okay, next we have decrease £80 by 35%. Okay, so I'm going to have to think about how I want to make that 35%. Got a couple of options. I could do 3 10% and a 5%, but I think I'm going to do a 25% and a 10%. So remember, to find 25%, we are halving and halving again. So half, 40, half it again, 20. And to find 10%, we're dividing by 10. So it is £8. So collectively, my 35% is £28. So I need to subtract that from the original. And when I subtract 28 from £80, that sounds like £52. Remember, you can always check a subtraction by adding back on. Is 52 plus 28 80? Yes, it is. So a nice little way of using an inverse to check some of your answers. Okay, so just like last lesson, I'm going to finish with a worded question. And I've deliberately, in this worded question, not used the word decrease. I've used a different word. Wonder which word it is that makes it sound like it is a decrease. It says the price of a pair of jeans is reduced by 15% in a sale. It's that word reduced, it means it goes down in value, and maybe the clue is also that it is a sale. It says if they originally cost £28, what is the sale price? So we need to work out 15% of £28. So remember, I'm doing all of this mentally, I'm not reaching for a calculator. So I'm going to use my building blocks of 10% and 5%. So it is going to go a little bit into decimals with my money, but we should be able to cope. So they originally were £28. So I need to work out 10% of that. So divide 28 by 10 is £2.80. And half of that, for 5%, is £1.40. So my 15% altogether, 8 and 4 is 12. 2, 1 and the extra one is £4.20. Okay, so that's my 15%, but let's remember we need to subtract it from the original. So if we do £28 take away £4, that's £24. I still need to knock off another 20 pence. So that to me is sounding like £23.80. So there we go, year 7. Just to recap, work out your percentage and then subtract it from the original amount. Okay, use what I've done here as a guide for how you should be setting out the work in your book. There's some questions for you to try. Just like before, if you struggle with any of this, do get in touch on Teams. But for the time being, that's me signing out. Goodbye.